Vivek Ramaswamy has responded to a racist article, a joke made by the bastion of right-wing comedy, the Babylon Bee, following his exit from the race. Here it is. Trump promises Vivek an administration position running the White House 7-Eleven, with a photo of him in a shirt for 7-Eleven. It's a joke. And you got offended by it. That means it's a joke. That's how you know that you were funny, is because other people got offended by it. So I will leave to Ramaswamy and other people of Indian heritage to whether they are personally offended by that. It's obviously racist. I will say this seems like the laziest stuff I've ever seen in my life. Oh, I get it. That that the racist jokes about 7-Eleven that we've heard a billion times, that it's that, but different. And how it's different is that, no, it's just that. You're a comedian, Francesca.
I mean, that's what right-wing comedy is, lazy and racist, and people are supposed to laugh at it because it's just that familiar racism. They're like, we're all white here. Nobody has gay thoughts, right?
Nobody has gay thoughts, and like white people can do all sorts of things, and I think they can only do that one thing.
Yep.
Okay, I get it. I don't know who wrote that. Was it Pryor? Was it Carlin? It's so well crafted. I know
this was written by AI.
Probably.
This racist joke brought to you by AI.
If I were the Babylon Bee, I would just have AI write my racist
give
jokes.
It to AI.
That way you could fall back on, well, at least no person put time and thought into this. And I get it. Their response will be, like I said, yeah, you guys are offended. That means we succeeded. No, I'm a white guy or whatever, okay? Again, I will leave that to the people who face this sort of stupid racism on a daily basis in a million ways. And Ramaswamy has faced that in a million ways. But goddamn, is this lazy? You cannot think of yourself as a comic writer if this is what you are producing. And I know you guys think that you're gonna take down The Onion or something. There's an issue with that. The Onion sometimes is very clever because they care about comedy and they wanna be funny. So anyway, there were a lot of responses to it, including from people who appeared to be conservatives who weren't fans of it. Matt Walsh did the thing that I was mocking before by saying, check the comments to see conservatives actually offended by this joke. Absolutely pathetic. I guarantee he's not in the slightest bit offended. He'll be okay, I promise. And this is a thing where maybe we'll have a segment at some point where it's fake principle, actual principle. The fake principle here is people should just go easy on these sorts of jokes. And aren't we allowed to make fun? But that's not the actual principle at all. He wets his pants anytime there's even an imagined fantastical threat to white men. He doesn't have the open-minded, flexible approach to this sort of stuff. If you recast a white role with a person of color, he loses sleep for months over it. So don't give me comments about how sensitive other people are being. The actual principle here is all of you people who aren't white should shut up about it. We get to make fun of you. Meanwhile, don't ever say anything that hurts our fifis. That's what's actually going on here. And to close the loop here, Ramaswamy responded to that saying, I'm a survivor, with a laughing face. And look, maybe he's not actually offended by it. I don't know. I don't particularly care. What I know is he has had to exist in this racist environment to be able to make it amongst right-wingers. And that is a thing that continues to be true. They're never gonna get better. So if you are not white and you want to exist in this sphere, you have to be okay with a whole lot of nonsense.
Yes, and that is exactly how Vivek has posited himself and positioned himself. And his response right there is a perfect example of how, in order to be a person of color within a white nationalist movement, You have to be okay with being the butt of the joke, no matter how racist, no matter how messed up, no matter who they're gonna drag into it. That is, you just keep smiling. You be a good brown, you be a good immigrant, you be the model minority, and you just keep on smiling. And you know what you have to do? You have to shame your own community, tell them to shut up and put up with whatever they're given, whether it's pennies on the dollar for the same amount of work, whether it's like being over policed. You just deal with that, and you're all hunky dory. You can hang with us, buddy. You're good as long as we can call you a poo. We won't call you Vivek. We'll call you a poo. Is that fine? So I mean, and this is what he effing signed up for. I'm sorry. It's the same thing that Nikki signs up for, and the same thing that someone like Candace Owens signs up for. I have sympathy, but man, they made their bed, and so here they are laying in it.
Yeah, I don't know how you fix that. I mean, I know one way you don't fix it is by continuing to pretend or imply that it doesn't need to be fixed because it doesn't exist.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know. It's a tough position to be in. We'll close with this. The editor-in-chief of the Babylon Bee, they have an editor-in-chief, which implies that there are humans in the building, responded to this by saying, "Too far, guys, thank you, come again." You get it? It's a reference to Apu. Look, I have to say, I like people who continue to challenge themselves in life and to, not just do stuff that's safe and comfortable and familiar. And I appreciate that Kyle Mann is challenging himself. It is a difficult life that you set up for yourself when you choose to be the editor-in-chief of an ostensible site of comedy, while hating and fearing it more than you hate and fear people of color and women. So I think that is an interesting life to live. Again, it's the laziest stuff ever. But like with Ben Shapiro, to take it back to that, why would you be better if you could just say, a poo, and you get 10,000 retweets because Twitter is an absolute swamp of racism?
You can't say anything anymore, John. Comedy's canceled. Yeah, go do some live shows. Yeah. Let's see how many people laugh.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.